Hey there, friends. Rebecca here, the Dragon Librarian from Farmington Community Library. And Ellen and I are here today to talk to you about a couple brand new books that we're super excited about, but also to remind everybody that this is the very last week of summer reading. What? Can you believe it? This summer has gone by so fast, don't you think? I can't believe that we're almost through summer reading. We've only got 1 week left. So, the most important thing for you to remember is you have to finish logging in all your hours and your points and your raffle tickets this week, because you won't be able to do it after this week. So if you have any last minute books you want to finish up reading or programs you want to go to or things that you can do to get some more points, go ahead and do that as soon as you can. And if you are looking for a couple exciting brand new books that are super fantastic, I have a couple that are right up your alley. So, this first book is called Clues to the Universe by Christina Lee. Clues to the Universe. This book was absolutely amazing. It's a realistic fiction, and it has to do with these two unlikely friends. There's Rosalind, whose father has just passed away. They were working on this model rocket ship together, and she is just dealing with all the grief left from his passing. And then you have Ben. Ben is a young man who his father actually left the family, walked out on them years ago, but he's convinced that he is the writer of his favorite comic book series. So these two, Ben and Ro, as she's called in the book, they don't really have a lot in common other than their fathers being gone for different reasons. And despite this, they end up working together on a science project. And instead of being just partners for school, they actually become friends. And Ben has to now help Ro finish this rocket, and Ro has to help Ben figure out what's going on with this comic book series and find out if it really is his dad that's involved in it. I loved so many things about this book. First, of course, we have to talk about the cover, which I absolutely adored. It's very minimalist, but also so beautiful. See, Ben's holding this comic book and Ro's got the rocket. But I also really loved that this story was about so many different things, right? So it was about dealing with loss and grief. If you've ever had anybody in your family or a pet or loved one pass away, you know how hard that is. So it's dealing with that. It's dealing with bullying, because both of them have some trouble with that in school. And it is also dealing with friendship and unlikely friendships and... stray cat walking by. Unlikely friendships and how friendships can blossom in the most familiar places and you don't expect it, and there they are. This book is amazing. I loved Rosalind and Ben so much, and I think you will too. Highly recommend this. Clues to the Universe. Just an overall fantastic book. Next we have One Jar of Magic by Corianne Haydu. One Jar of Magic. Another one that's cover completely drew me in. It looks so mystical and magical and even a little bit spooky maybe. Like, what's in all these jars? Well, what's in all these jars is magic. And in this world, people go out on New Year's Day and they capture magic that's floating in the air in these jars. And your status is built on how many jars of magic that you catch. So, Rose, who is the main character in this story, is a young girl, and she feels like she's very lucky, or everybody tells her she's very lucky, because her dad has this big status of how many jars he's caught, and he is well renowned for all his magic that he has. So Rose thinks that she is also on this path to greatness, but when they go out on New Year's Eve, she only gets one jar. One jar of magic, and it's the least amount of jars that anyone has ever gotten. So now she's kind of being made fun of. Her dad isn't talking to her anymore because he's disappointed in her, and she has to figure out, what is this magic that she's caught? How can it help her? How can it benefit her life? And what can she do to stand out, but also to be comfortable with herself and who she is? And that's really like the main theme of this book is learning to love yourself, which is what I absolutely love. Like, everybody always wants to think about what they're good at, right? Which is so important, of course. And you have to love what you're good at. But we also have to accept the things that we're not so good at and love ourselves for those things as well. Like for me, I'm really good at reading. Obviously, I think you know that. Reading and dragon raising are kind of my two things. But you know what I'm not really good at? I'm really not good at math, like at all. I was always really behind in my math classes in school. But you know what? I don't hide from that fact. I understand it about myself. I always work to do better. And I understand who I am and love myself for the good things and the bad things. And that's what this book is all about, which I absolutely loved. And of course, there's some magic in there too, as the title says. Super fun book. Lots of great messages in it. One jar of magic. Well, that's what we've got for you guys today. I hope that these books sound really fun and awesome. If so, please feel to check them out at the Farmington Community Library. And also don't forget, like I said, to log in your reading hours. This is the last week you can do so. And enjoy the very last bit of summer reading. Thanks so much, friends. Have a wonderful rest of the day.